Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, welcome to the Open SAP Insight track, that is SAP online track, which is conducting an online event. So, today we'll be discussing on the topic. So, today's the topic will be about DDMRP, that is demand driven replenishment. Just a second. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, welcome to the Open SAP Insight track, that is SAP online track, which is conducting in online. Yeah. So, let us start the thing. Okay. So, today we will be talking about demand driven replenishment, that is, we call it as DDMRP. So, before we start, so a quick info that is about me. So, I am Ritvik Chaudhary and I am working as an SME in S4 HANA Logistics, and I'm having overall 8+ years of experience and in completed various implementation projects and all. So let us not waste time regarding my info and all. So let's quickly dive into the session as we are having a very less amount of time. And don't forget to visit bit.ly slash SAP SIT online, and or bit.ly slash SAP SIT online hyphen fundraiser, because this is a fundraiser event which is conducting to raise the funds for the cause of girls who can code. So you can open that URL, or you can visit SAP SIT online, and you can contribute your valuable amount, which will be very useful for the fundraising event. So about me, so basically I'm from India. So I have completed my Bachelor of Technology in Mechatronics, and my hobbies are photography, traveling, and writing blogs. So I think most of you I might already gone through my blogs and have seen blogs. So I will be actively participating in SAP community and all. So these are a few of my clicks which I have captured in recent times. And before we go into the session and all, so I would like to inform you, as our sponsors are, one of the sponsor is OpenSAP. So we are conducting a raffle. So whoever participates, commenting in the live chat or participating in the live chat, so those names will be collected, and we will be at the end of the session we will be running a spin a wheel. So who will be the winner? We will be sharing you OpenSAP reactivation code. So whichever code is completed and you want to reactivate and do the OpenSAP free certification, so you can use that reactivation code. So we are end of the session, I will be collecting all the names and I will be running the spin a wheel contest. So once the lucky winner, we will be sharing you the things. One second, let me see any comments or anything. Okay. Yeah. Let's start. So today's agenda will be DDMRP. So I'll be talking about DDMRP, and then we'll be seeing a demo in the system. So what are the prerequisite activities and how the DDMRP and all has to be happened, we'll be seeing. So first of all, before we going into the deep dive of DDMRP, so let's have a just high level overview of DDMRP. Exactly what is DDMRP, or so terminology will be DDMRP, or we can call it as the demand driven replenishment. So both are same. So don't get confused. Like sometimes I'm telling DDMRP and sometimes I'm telling as a demand driven replenishment. So both are same. So now if we see into DDMRP, actual history of DDMRP. So DDMRP is not an SAP product, first of all. So it is not a product which is developed by SAP. It is delivered by a demand driven institute. So demand driven institute is one of the very old institute, and which has developed a lean manufacturing, MRP and all. It has been driven, and DDMRP is not new into the market. It is there almost like from past 10 years. It is there in the market, and it is a tool which is used to reduce the shortages or reduce the overload. So it is few people might be thinking, okay, DDMRP means it is something new type of MRP, something like that. No, it is a tool which will be used to reduce the shortages and reduce the over inventory. So it will be making you the streamline process parallel. And when it comes to the main thumb rule or main concept of DDMRP is, so it is the secret of buffer. So DDMRP will be dealing with buffer. So whichever material is having more complexity or is having bottleneck in the manufacturing line, so those materials will be maintained as those materials will be considered and it will be buffered. So how the system will be considering and how the system will pick those materials and how system will perform that buffer and all, will be seeing it. And one more thing, so people are assuming that DDMRP improves the forecast, but it is not a forecast improvement tool. The concept or principles of DDMRP is which is against the forecasting. So it is not a forecasting improvising tool. It is the principle of working against the forecast, because forecasts will be having 70 to 80% accuracy only, and can only achieve in even some cases it will be like 60 to 40 to 60%, because all the time, so people who are working in forecast and people who are working in the planning functionalities, they will be knowing how the pain will be there. So based on the historic figures and based on the previous year or previous quarter historic figure, you will be coming to assumption and you will be saying that, okay, previous quarter my customer A has given me 2000 pieces of orders, so this month also, this year also, he will be giving 2000 orders. So let us start producing 2000 and make the stock available and make the input quantities available, like that you will be thinking and you will be doing it. But end of the day, there will be no show of the customer. So the customer will be not showing, or the customer may show up with high quantity, or customer may show up with low quantity, or customer may not show at all. So this, due to these three type of reasons, the forecast accuracy is getting less. So the forecast accuracy will be less at a high level, but when it comes to the low level, it will become very much bigger. So the key points about DDMRP is it is available in S4HANA box from 1709 version. So SAP has introduced DDMRP in 1709 release onwards. It is available, and as I said already, DDMRP is a buffer level stock. It will be working on buffers, and it captures the spikes in the demand. So how the spikes and all will be captured, because based on the horizon, so whatever horizon we are giving, in between those horizons it will be absorbing the spikes, and it is only for the selected materials. So it is not applicable for all the materials. If you're, for example, your finished good is having a BOM component of 200 pieces, so all 200 line items is not applicable for DDMRP. Which is having the bottleneck, or which material is having high variability and high BOM usage materials, system will identify. So system will identify for you what are the components it has to be done. So based on it, it will be doing. And it is used for stock outs and stock over control. So as I said, right, so it will be keeping your supply chain parallelly. It won't allow you to do over inventory, or it won't allow you to go for less inventory. And it supports make to stock, make to order, and ATO process it will be supporting. And it's a combination of pull and push. So pull and push is a concept of make to stock and make to order. It's a combination. So it will be supporting both make to order and make to stock type of plan scenarios. It will be supporting. So it is not based on order based planning. It is not order based planning, because that's the reason I said. So people might be thinking DDMRP means a new type of MRP, like that. So it is not order based planning. It will be classifying the materials which are having the high variability. And it's not auto driven tool. So people might be also thinking like, okay, DDMRP means, okay, the material system will automatically select the materials and it will be doing. So no. So manual intervention is required. So it's trial and error type of thing, because the first go you won't get the successful figures. So based on 2 to 3 times of observation, then finally you will be coming with the some little bit calculation. So why I am saying, so some trial and error is required. So once in the demo system, once I go into demo, I will be showing you how the configuration and how the parameters has to be done. So there will be a lot of aspects which need to be maintained. So it is not a single go. So you have activated a DDMRP and you have classified the materials, and you can't say it is done, it is live. So it requires some trial and error. So it requires first 2 to 3 months manual intervention is required, and it requires, as I said, right, it requires a lot of calculation trials. So single run it won't go, and at the moment it won't support fashion, retail, and variant configuration models. It won't support. So because it is having some limitations, and also year by year it is increasing, because DDMRP has been introduced into SAP in 1709. It's been only 3 years. So but within these 3 years, a lot of functionalities has been enhanced, so and improved also. So it is not like that thing. So might be in ongoing in 2020 or 21 version, we can expect fashion and retail as well, because fashion and retail is the most variability. Lot of high ups and downs will be there in the sales. So still it has to adopt to that one. So going further, as I said, right, so it will be all about the buffer levels. If you see, so this is your FG good, and this is all your bill of material components. So system will identify whichever material is having high variability. High variability in the sense, so 1 month it is having low consumption, 1 month it is having high consumption, and sometimes you are having over inventory and sometimes you are having less inventory. So system will observe all the parameters, all the aspects system will understand, and system will give you all the things which has to be done, and all system will be giving you. So in that way, DDMRP will be worked. So we'll be seeing how that will be done, and all how the demand chain and supply chain will be made parallel, and how it will be streamlined. We'll be seeing it. Yeah. So in the first slide I have shown you, right, so the forecast will be 70 to 80% accuracy, but when it comes to the low level components, that is raw material, packing material, consumables, so I said it will be going to the very nominal, means very negative value of accuracy. Why? Because, so if you see, so if you see over here, so this particular finished good, which is not highlighted in orange, which is marked as black. So those is the, so only this set of the thing is only 1 second. So let me copy the highlighter. Just a second. Okay. So if you see, so only this particular FG is done in your forecast. So it is only there in your forecast. Okay, and you have planned your all this SFG, this SFG1, SFG2, all these raw materials you have planned according to this particular FG. Okay, but all of a sudden, customer has shown up all of a sudden, and he has given the new order. This one C2 customer has shown up and he has given the order of this FG, and C3 customer has shown up and he has given the new order for this FG. So then what happens? So when the finished goods has been given order, then automatically you should be having all the input materials, right? So imagine, so at this level you are having 70 to 80% of forecast accuracy, but at the same time, So the customer, the same material. So that's because this particular FG is sharing this raw material, and also this particular FG is sharing this consumable material. So I have just taken an example. So imagine what will be the scenario when it comes to the raw material, because we will be having low inventory. So we will be ending up with order loss, or we will be ending up with the bad inventory situation. So it will be going to the low level inventory, or you will be having a chances of order loss. So that's the reason SAP has come up with a solution called DDMRP, where you can maintain the buffers. So what system will do? System will identify this type of materials. So system will identify this type of materials. So what it will do? It will make so it will give you the buffers. So system will identify this type of materials, and system will give you the buffers. So that is the scenario how the system will be working. Okay, so now let us see. Yeah. So SAP has earlier we are having MRP type called VBMRP and PDMRP. So MRP types. So based on the planning, forecast, and all how it happens. So we all know what is PD and VB. So now SAP has come up with a new MRP type called D1. So that is for DDMRP. So what this D1 will be doing is, so it will be observing the materials. Based on the materials, it will be classifying the material classification. It will be done, and once the materials are classified, so we have to change the MRP type. We have to change the MRP type from whatever the MRP type previously it is there. We need to change that MRP type from PD to VB. So there is nothing like called we have to go into the system and we need to go into individual material, or we need to run develop some program, something like that. Nothing. So DDMRP comes with a different set of applications. So using those applications, we can do the mass change. So how it will be done and how the parameters will be done, we'll be seeing it. So there are three set of activities which need to be done in order to do the DDMRP with a successful scenario. So one, that is position, protect, and pull. So in each segment, we'll be doing 5 activities. So what are the 5 activities? Means first will be strategy inventory position. That means we'll be determining where the supply network has to be placed. Okay. So how it will be placed? So based on the material classification and segmentation. So how the materials will be classified? So based on the BOM usage, and based on the variability, and based on the lead time. So based on these 3 aspects, system will classify the materials. So whichever is having high, which is low, which is minimum, system will identify and system will give you the proposals. So once system has given you proposals, we need to do the dynamic adjustment. Means, as I said, right? So we will be we had a DDMRP set of applications where we can change the MRP type to DDMRP, and we can maintain the buffer levels. So what should be my reorder point, what should be my safety stock, what should be my maximum stock level. So those buffer levels will be keeping it. So that is dynamic adjustment. So once it is done, then we will run the MRP. So classic MRP, how means classic MRP, why I am stating classic MRP, why? Because classic MRP and MRP live both can be used. So not only classic MRP, we can use both MRP. So which is ECC MRP and which is S4HANA, both MRP type MRP runs we can use. So MD01 or MD01N, anything you can use, and you can schedule the MRP runs. So once you schedule the MRP runs based on the concept, that is whether it is a buy scenario, then system will propose you the plan orders, and if it is a if it is a buy scenario, system will propose you the purchase orders, purchase proposals. If it is a make scenario, then plan orders will be generated. So, and fifth one is like we are having some very good analytical apps. So how to and what went wrong and how the system is performing and how to do it. We are having some visualized reports and visualization. It's there. So in that aspects we can do it. So before that, there are some of the key aspects. So before that, there are some of the key parameters which need to be considered. That is identification of material, maintaining the buffer, adoption of sudden spike, and manual interaction. So how material identification and how the buffer levels has to be maintained, and why the manual intervention is required? Because SAP, there are other tools. So there are many other innovative tools which is delivered by SAP or any third party things which is there in SAP. So everywhere we will be having lot of automation, because no need of manual intervention, everything will happen automatic like that. The solutions are there. But when it comes to the DDMRP, as I said, a lot of calculations are required, right? So due to that, little bit of manual interventions are required. And why manual interventions are required, one more thing is we'll be seeing in the next couple of slides. We'll be seeing it. Yeah. So identification of the material. So material identification, there is a tool. So where we will be classifying, sorry, where we will be classifying the materials. So the material classification will be done based on the lead time, BOM usage, and the value, means the material price and variability. So based on these 4 parameters, you will be classifying the material. So you will be running a batch job by giving the aspects. So lead time aspect, what should be the ratio, and BOM usage, what should be the ratio, and value, what should be the ratio, and variability. So how much variability comes under high, low, and all we will be maintaining. So based on that, the system will automatically classify the materials. So once the material is classified, then we'll be going for the next buffer profile things and all, we'll be doing it. And manual intervention. So why I said manual intervention is because each business will be working uniquely with its own terms and conditions, right? So for example, if we see any electronic item company or anything, so during which is working in US region or Europe region, so which is working in those regions, so in the month of December, we'll be having a Christmas sale and New Year sale. So like that type of seasonal sales will be there, right? So those type of sales, or any promotional sales or any special promotions, when anything if you are doing, so those times we have to manually tell the system that okay, now because the system materials has been classified based on your historic run. So it will be taking based on 365 days or 900 days, 1000 days, how many days you want. It will be considering that historical data, and it will be telling you, okay, in your material, you have said you want the buffer level of 1000 pieces as maximum stock, but there are no orders coming in this particular month. So no need of this much stock, like that. System will reduce your procurement proposals, or system will reduce your reorder level points and all. But system will not allow you to order maximum, because you have set the limit. So in order to override the limits, we need to do the manual intervention. So due to that special offers or seasonal sales, whatever it is there, right? So those things we have to do the manual interventions are required. And when it comes to the visibility and collaboration, that is reporting tools and all are there. So how to do that, and already Seaton has shared one very beautiful information regarding MRP in S4HANA. So in that he has explained about all the functionalities at high level of all the materials and how the tools will be working and all. He has explained. So I won't focus again on that and do that, because already he has given very informative things and all. So I will be directly jumping into the system, and I will be explaining. So how the reports will be working, and what are the buffer levels, and how it has done, and what are the innovations happened from 2017 to till now. Also he has explained very clearly. So I will directly focus on what is available in 1909 FPS 1. So even in FPS 1 also a few cosmetic changes happen. So functionality changes doesn't happen, only cosmetic changes happen from FPS 1. So we'll be seeing it. So maintain buffers. So it is a dynamic adjustment. So because it will be considering the decoupling lead time. So what is decoupling lead time also we'll be discussing. So based on decoupling lead time and based on the material classification you have done, the system will do the buffers. So system will propose you the buffers. So how the material has to be buffered. Means what should be your safety stock, what should be your reorder point, what should be your maximum stock level, and all the system will tell you. So you no need to keep anything. Even though if you kept something, system will tell that much is not required, boss. You are not having that much orders. Or you have kept something low, system will tell whatever you have kept is very wrong. You are going to get these orders, because in the last forecast, in the last month or last quarter, we are having sudden spikes. So that is the thing. So it is a dynamic in nature. So it will absorb the sudden spikes. So how the sudden spikes? So you will be keeping the threshold. So threshold means maximum stock level you will be keeping. But what happens? So as I said, right? So horizon. So planning horizon you can keep. It is not planning horizon. It is a selection horizon. Okay, the selection horizon you can keep 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 900 days, or 9,000 days. How much you want, you can keep if you are having that much of historic data in your system. So once you keep that horizon, so selection horizon, so system will consider all the selection horizons, and whatever the materials has been classified in that particular horizon, system will observe those what is the demand versus supply happened. So it will be seeing it particular month. So let us say in the particular month of December, and in the month of January, this is the 2 months we are having the sudden hikes. So your threshold is having 1000, but it has reached to 1500. So this is the threshold. So 500 pieces has been increased. So this threshold will be observed, and it will be giving you the December month and January month, the sudden spikes, what is there, it will be giving that replenishment proposals, it will be giving it. So whatever the spikes are there, so these are called sudden spikes. So that sudden spikes, it will absorb and it will change by its own. So it will do the things by its own, but little bit of manual intervention is required. So I said, right, so there is a decoupling lead time. So if we see entire BOM structure, so finished goods, semi-finished, raw material, consumable, packing, everything is there. If you see the normal lead time of particular product to manufacture, it will be taking 35 days. Why? Because this 5 days, okay, and this 2 days, 15 days, and this 3 days and 10 days. So remaining all will start, parallelly, right? So all normal, if you normally consider whatever is there in existing functionality of SAP, so this will be your normal lead time. So 35 days will be your lead time. But when it comes to the decoupling lead time, if you gone with the DDMRP concept, if you went with the decoupling lead time, so it will be taking the only 17 days. Why? Because as I said, so system has identified the semi-finished, which is on the right side, and raw material and consumable. So these three materials out of this BOM structure system has been identified as the bottleneck items, and we will be keeping the buffers. So what happens if you keep the buffers for this particular material? So no need to wait for the material to arrive. So because already you are having the stock, so everything you have made it and you have kept the stock available. So once you are there, so normal materials, so these are normal materials which will take less time, so it will be reaching the materials. So once the materials are reached, so once this raw material has been procured and it is there in the shop floor, you can start doing it, because already this raw material is there and already consumable material is there. So parallelly this both raw material and packing material will come at a time. So you can see 5. So once this 5 both will come at a time, so then what happens, already your 15 days raw material has been lead time has been reduced, and this has also been reduced. So total what happens, so here it became only 5 days. Then when it went to the second level, so already this semi-finished is already available in stock. So now you can see, so this 5 days is there. So like that, the decoupling lead time will be calculated. So the decoupling lead time will be, means whatever the materials has been kept as buffer levels, so those material lead times has to be excluded, and remaining materials which has to be planned normally will be captured. So that is the decoupling lead time concept. So small overview of video is there. So let us see.
Here is a customer. Here is your customer, because he sends you an order. No problem. You've made your products, you deliver to your customer on time. Your customer is happy. But what happens when your customer sends you a big order? You make more products, and you make them faster. until production gets stuck. And yet your crystal ball told you that your forecasts were good. So, to boost the production of your products, you call your supplier in an emergency and you store extra inventory. You call your customer to tell him about the delay. Naturally, he's not happy at all, and he lets you know. So, you store a little more inventory to be sure. And here, it's your financial controller who isn't happy, because inventory, it's expensive, and she lets you know. It's high time to say stop. It's high time to solve the problem. And now to the rescue comes DDMRP, Demand-Driven Material Requirement Planning. All your supply chain driven by the customer demand. DDMRP deals with mitigating variability and absorbing the stress coming from your customers, your suppliers, even from inside your organization with some buffers. Because here is your ultimate weapon. It's a buffer stock. That's the real secret of DDMRP, to position your buffer stock in the right place in your supply chain before knowing how much you really need and when you need to order your replenishment. Then, of course, you can start sizing your buffers according to the average daily usage, the lead time, the variability, and the minimum batch quantity. You can adjust your buffer size according to your requirements at any time. If your buffer is green, all right, you can move on. If your buffer is yellow, you can order. If your buffer is red, it must be treated with priority. So you control your replenishment calmly, driven by your customer needs throughout your supply chain. DDMRP is wonderful. With the help of your buffers, you have an optimal control of your inventory. Before, you had too much of the wrong stock and too little of the right stock, and overall, too much inventory. Afterwards, you have what you really need with less inventory. Like this, you can anticipate your replenishments from your suppliers as soon as it is yellow. And above all, you can toss out your crystal ball and stop doing forecasts that always prove to be false. With DDMRP, you readjust your buffer dimensions daily. You put in place a very simple rule to manage your buffer. On-hand inventory plus open supply minus qualified sales orders equals the available stock level of your buffer. Easily understood by all, everyone has the same vision of the priorities. It's a complete planning and execution methodology in 5 steps. Strategic inventory positioning, buffer profiles and levels, dynamic adjustments, demand-driven planning, and visible and collaborative execution. Derived from the best industrial processes developed by leading manufacturers, DDMRP is a very effective answer to control your supply chain. With DDMRP, your financial controller is happy, your suppliers are happy, your customers are happy, and you are happy.
Yeah. So let us go further. So as time is less, so I will show you the screenshots, and the final step I will be showing in the system. So it is so as I said, right, so we are classifying the material. So classifying the material based on the BOM usage and usage percentage and the variance. So what is the variance? So what happens, so each aspect will be classified into alphabets. So if you see, so usage value means how much the percentage we are using, so it will be coming over here. So it will be termed as A, B, C. And when it comes to the BOM usage, so it will be coming as P, Q, R. And when it comes to the variability, X, Y, Z. So what happens, so to identify the materials and to classify those materials, so we need to run some batch jobs. So one of the batch job is material classification. So based on this, you can see. So threshold, we have said like, so BOM usage. So whichever material is used, 70% means it will be coming as high, 20% means low. So 10 means 20 means medium, and 10 means low. And similarly, same here also, BOM usage. So if the material has been used in 4 bill of materials, then the material BOM usage will become high. And if the material is used 2 times in a different bill of material, it will be medium. And similarly, when it is less than 2, then it will become low. So similarly, we will be classifying the material. So that's the reason I said, So based this aspect you will be coming to with based on some calculation you will be coming it, but this calculation won't be sometimes it may correct or sometimes it may not be correct. So what happens, you need to try and you need to do a trial and error method in your quality system or in your development system based on your landscape. So you need to do a trial and error. Once it comes to a certain accurate level and also then you can proceed further. So that's the reason in a little bit of calculation trial and errors are required. So once the materials has been classified, then the decoupling lead time has to be maintained. So how the decoupling lead time? So as I said, so we will be having a three scenarios. So one is buy, make, and transfer. So even transfer orders will be also considered for DDMRP. So whichever material is make, so what is the lead time? So if you can see here, so decoupling lead time for make and transfer and buy. So what is the lead time? So we'll be keeping over here. So what happens? So once the material has been classified based on your BOM usage, variability, and usage percentage, and the other hand you are doing the decoupling calculation. So once the decoupling calculation and your BOM materials has been classified, then by using this both classification you will be running the buffer. So that's how the system will be working. See, so once you run the buffer, so system will tell you. See, so this is your red zone and yellow zone, green zone. So based on the zones it will be happening, and you can see. So once it done, system will suggest you. So if you are okay with this buffer levels and all, yeah, you can click adopt, otherwise you can ignore it. So like that you can do it. And yeah, so as I said, right, so if you are having proposals, if it is open orders or demand or on hand stock, so based on that the replenishment proposals will come. So for make scenario, plan orders will be proposed, and for buy scenario, purchase requisitions or purchase orders will be proposed. So like that the system will happen. So this is the flow how the DDMRP will be doing it. So first we will be scheduling the product classification, and once the product has been classified, then we will be doing the lead time calculation. So once the lead time is done, then buffer proposals, and then manage the buffer. So once the buffers are done, then the DDMRP run. So I said, right, so MRP run you can do. So once you do the MRP run, so replenishment execution can be done. So once MRP is done, so based on the DDMRP proposals, MRP will generate the concepts. So then you can execute them by using replenishment. So that is how it will be working it. So as I said, right, so green, yellow, and red. So in red also you will be having, so I think in the screen you might not able to identify the difference between these two reds. So one is a light red and one is dark red. What happens? The safety stock is there, right? So till under safety stock also you will be having minimum safety stock and normal safety stock, because system will allow you to do till here, but when it reaches to minimum stock level, then it won't. It will tell it is a high time and the threshold is reducing less than the max minimum stock level. Like that you will be seeing in the system that dark red also. So there are two reds, so not single red. One is light red and one is dark red, remaining yellow and green. So if it is above the maximum stock level, then it will become a blue. So you can see here. So yellow means average daily usage. So what is the average daily usage? It is there. So it will be based on that. And lead time. So what is the lead time for this particular material to get the inventorized? So it will be taking that and it will be doing the average daily usage. So based on that, the yellow zone will be calculated. And this green zone and red zone system will propose based on your variability factor. So how much variability it is there month to month. So in the month of January you are having a requirement of 1000 kgs, and but when it came to the month of March or April, the requirement has been reduced or requirement has been increased. So based on the variability factor, the system will tell you the red zone. And what should be based on your minimum order quantity, you will be having it. Some customers will be having minimum order quantity or minimum batch order. So based on that, the green zone will be done. So here are some useful links where you can refer and you can see how the steps has to be done and what are the things. So even you can see this demand even institute also there. So where you can identify, where you can get more information about it. So as we are running little bit already, we are out of the time. So let me go into the system and quickly show how these things will be there. So these are all the these are all the profile apps which have been delivered by SAP. And one more thing, actually, yesterday Seaton also said, and even in my previous other sessions, as other SAP sessions also have stated. So whatever innovations has been introduced by SAP from S4 HANA onwards, so all the innovations will be coming with Fury only. So there is no GUI functionality for this. So there is only one GUI transaction to activate the DDMRP. So apart from that, there is no other GUI transactions. So first, I will be showing you the configuration aspects, how the configuration aspects has to be done. So we'll be maintaining some default profiles. So you can see. So this is the calculation what you have to do. So procurement type you will be having three. So that is buy, make, and transfer. So these three types, based on these three procurement types, you will be maintaining. So these three and variable indicator. So variable indicator also you will be having three. So that is low, medium, and high. X, Y, Z. Okay, and lead time. So E, F, G, that is short, medium, and long. So based on this aspects, so 3 into 3 into 3, so 3 into 3 into 3, so that all combinations you have to maintain the aspect ratios. You can see here. So if the variable indicator is having 0.30 percentage, then the system will be coming into this categories. If the variable indicator is having 0.5 percentage, then it will be coming into this categories. So like that you have to do. So what happens? So this aspect ratios you need to do the calculation and you need to maintain it, trial and error you have to do. So that's the reason I said in a single go it won't happen. You have to do the trial and error. So that's how it will be done. And this is the only screen which is available in GUI also. So Fury also it is there and GUI also it is there. This is the only GUI screen which is available for DDMRP. So apart from that, everything will be coming in Fury only. So this all have shown you the screens. So here you can see manage buffer level. So once I done the classification and once I execute everything, so the system will give you the proposals like this. So adopt, discard, adjust, and proposal run. So these are the options which has been enhanced in 1909 version onwards. This features has been enhanced. So let it load. See. So if I take one material as example, so system has I have maintained the buffer levels and all. I have maintained this much is should be my buffer level and all. I have maintained it, but system has said you don't have any forecast or you don't have any ongoing orders or anything. So that's the reason system has reduced my requirements. I change, so here you will be having a three modes. So one is plan view, one is let it load. So it will take some time to load this. Yeah. So you'll be having three. So one is planning view, one is performance view, one is comparison view. So what happens? So see, I have said 1000 pieces should be my maximum stock level, and 350 should be my safety stock. So 350 to 50 pieces should be my safety stock, I said, and below 50 will be my this one. Okay, so this is the buffer levels I have maintained, but what system has done? See, system has changed it to 0, so it has been fallen down to 0. So if you are okay, you can press adopt. Otherwise, you can click discard. Means you are not okay. Means you can discard it. And here you can see the product flow. So which material has been identified as DDMRP material, system will show over here. So in the product flow, you can see. So how the material has been, which material out of the bill of material, which material has been identified, system will show you. So out of all these three materials, this is the material which has been buffered. So you can see MRP type D1. See, lead time has been changed. So like that, the DDMRP buffer levels will be happening. So due to time constraint, I'm not able to explain each app by app. So already I have written a block on each app, what are the aspects and how you have to select. See, so this is the ratio and it has been fallen down to 0 because we are in this test system. I don't have that much of historic data. If you are having historic data, then you will be having very good graphical representation with very ups and downs and all, it will be there. See, all the materials has been down, has been fallen down. DDMRP has been reduced, all the materials has been fallen down. And when it comes to the planning overview, so you can see this is the planning overview. So you can compare what is your system, how it is happening and all, you can see. So based on the buffer level and based on the replenishment planning and based on the execution. So this is the charts you will be getting, how it has to be done. So based on the procurement type and based on the ABC rating, so you can see. So for buy, we are having 4 materials which is coming on threshold, and for make you are having 10 materials which are coming under threshold. As I said, right, so there will be 2 reds. So one is light red and one is dark red. See, out of stock with demand means demand is there but stock is entirely 0. So those will be coming in the dark red. So light red means okay, still below threshold, alert. As I said, right, so you will be having 2 zones. One is threshold zone and one is out of stock. So out of stock means 0. So threshold means, so in between 0 to minimum stock level, you will be having one more level. So that is alert level. So it is still in alert level. You are having still some materials stock to produce these items. See, like this it will be coming. So let me see into the Q&A. So let me see the Q&A. So let me answer your questions. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Yeah. So Prashant has asked how we identify bottleneck materials out of 200, as you said. Yeah, as I said, right. So based on the so I think we'll be having based on the classification. I said, right. So based on the classification, we will be doing so BOM usage, variability, and all the classification we will be identifying. So system will identify the materials for us. So how can we define the classification of DDMRP materials except MRP type? No, MRP type is only one of the aspect. If you have selected DDMRP type as D1, so then only the system will use that particular thing for DDMRP buffer level. Otherwise, system will not do. But before that, we need to we need to classify the materials. So if we are doing the classification of materials, and then you have to do the DDMRP type. So then the system will do it. Okay. So any other questions? PPT, yeah, PPT I will be giving in a PDF format, and I will be uploading in my LinkedIn. You can do it. And any other questions? At what basis system identifies the bottleneck item? I think the question is same. And any other? Okay. Okay, so I think Raja has asked, can we also say DDMRP as an alternative way of safety stock and reorder based planning? Yeah, so we can say that. But as I said, so there is having some limitations with industry specific, some limitations are there. So that's the reason. But yeah, what you said is we can we can agree with that statement 50% because it is not applicable for all the industries. So that's the reason. And is it safe to say it's a new solution for planning safety stock which is more advanced? Yes, correct. So any configuration there for DDMRP, yeah, I have shown you, right? So that is the only configuration which you have to do in the DDMRP, but that configuration requires a lot of trial and error. Okay, so any other questions? So because I'm having 30 seconds delay is there, so I will wait for another 30 seconds like that. So So meanwhile, I'm collecting the names for raffle. So people who has given that we are waiting. So raffle I'm collecting. And yeah, any questions means you can drop the questions. So still 30 seconds delay is there, so that's the reason I'm waiting for the questions. So meanwhile I'm getting the names for raffle. Okay, I think all the names has been reached, I think so. So once I run the wheel, I will be announcing the person name, so they can reach out to me in Discord. So either you can reach out to me in Discord, or you can reach out to me over my in LinkedIn. You can reach out to me. So I will be sharing you the details, what the details has to be done. I will be sharing you. So I think I have got all the names. So let me see once again any questions or anything is there. Okay. So Vijay has asked, as PPDS is part of HANA 1709, 1809 and DDMRP, they're in business. So in this case, should we maintain XO or D1, any common MRP type? No. So PPDS will be a different scenario, but DDMRP will be a different scenario. So you have to use only MRP type D1 only, and that is if you keep D1 only, so then only the system will identify that particular material, and then it will be doing it. So other than that, it won't do. And coming to your thing that for PPDS now there is no more requirement of keeping the MRP type as XO. So XO is no more required. So you can keep normal things. So XO for PPDS, no need to keep XO, because earlier we used to keep XO for planning into different servers, but now we are having in the same box. So that's the reason it is a thing. But yeah, PPDS and S4HANA, both MRP types separate. For DDMRP, you should have MRP type D1 only. So there is no, as of now, there is no common MRP type for both usage. So both usages cannot be done together. Okay, so I think I have got the names. Okay, so now I think I have got the name. So let me put down in my spinning wheel. Okay, so I am keeping my yeah, so I have received the names. So I am shuffling. Okay, so now let's spin the wheel. I will be sharing you the details, so you can fill out your details, and you can get your OpenSAP activation code. And yeah, so you can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, and SCN with this handle tags you can see. And if any questions or anything is there, yeah, so the winner of the raffle is Marcel. So congratulations, Marcel. And yeah, so thank you everyone for your valuable time and support. So even during weekend, on even Sunday early morning, in Asian continent it is early morning. So people has joined and shown their interest towards this session. So once again, very thank you for everyone whoever has joined and participated. So you can, if you want to read more content or read more about this DDMRP, already have written some blogs on DDMRP and all the stuff. So you can scan that QR code, or you can search in SCN profile with Rutvik Chaudhary, or you can use that URL and you can open that. So you can find the details over there, and you can reach out to me, or you can comment out, or you can get all the details, everyone. Yeah, so that's all, everyone. So thank you very much. Thank you once again. Have a great day or great evening, everyone.